right, so I'm here with Pam Nichols and Lola Rickey. You guys are our first guests on Meet Newport, so no pressure. So basically, we want to get to know you. So if you could tell us, so you guys were both graduates of Newport High School. Mm-hmm. If you could, Pam, and I'll have you go first, kind of bring us back to your high school years. Talk about what was happening, how high school was kind of different from now, and then we'll do that same question to you, Lola.
Okay. Well, in 1975, I was senior class president, and back in those days, we were in the old high school, which was just an awesome place to be. We had lots of pep assemblies and great things that would happen up in the auditorium, and then we would go down to the Ellie Johnson gym for basketball games, and the football games were over where the rodeo grounds are now. So it's changed a lot in the last 40-some years. Yeah.
So Lola, I'll go right to you. What was it like when you were in high school?
We had a lot of fun. I was a cheerleader when I was a senior, song leader. I loved the old high school, the old brick building. It had 4 floors and an auditorium, which schools don't have anymore, which are so great because could be used for the community also. I don't know, I was FFA, did a lot of judging, potatoes, apples, livestock. It was just fun. It was all community. We knew everybody, almost everybody in the high school, and of course, Pam and I were very kind to everyone.
Yes.
Your classmates would say that too?
Oh, they
yeah,
would.
they would.
Yeah, for sure.
They would.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So after high school, you guys actually ended up coming back to Newport, and we're at the school. So give us a little bit about your careers here in the district.
So I went to Eastern, and then after Eastern I went to Gonzaga and got a degree in special ed along with my regular ed degree. And I came back and I started teaching special ed my first year, and then for the next 38 years I taught kindergarten and loved every minute of it. It was just fun.
And when did you, it was recent, when did you retire?
In 2021, yeah.
I left Newport saying I'd never come back to Newport ever in a million years, and I went to WSU and got my bachelor's and got my master's in speech pathology out at Eastern, and was offered a job the day I graduated here in Newport, so I came back. And I've been here, and I was a speech therapist for 38 years, but I worked like in 11 different districts, but most of the time was here in Newport, Pundray County, Cusick, Selkirk, all of those.
And when did you finally retire?
I retired in 2019.
So I mean, realistically, you guys have seen a lot from this district, and being an educator for so long. I'm starting on my 3rd year, so I've got a ways to go. What are some situations or some advice that you can give to younger teachers and educators looking to go into education?
I think one of the biggest things is to find a mentor, and with those mentors you learn so much from them, and you can just talk to them, and also getting to observe other classes. Even if you just stay in Newport, you can go observe other teachers and how they work. That's what I would suggest.
And I agree with everything Pam said, but also I think a big important part of being a teacher is listening to your students, whether they're in kindergarten or seniors. Sometimes what they're saying isn't what they mean. I mean, you need to be involved with your students so that you know that things are going like they should be. They're on track to graduate, and if there's stuff going on at home or whatever, you're there to listen and help and guide. I think we have to guide all of our students. I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we talked about your career, talked about some of the lessons that you'd, or some advice you pass on. What is a, specific memory or impactful moment that you had when you were an educator?
One of the most special for me is Dave Smith Sr. hired me, and then Dave Smith Jr. came on board, and it was enlightening, and he was really just like his dad, and it was great to see that continue on. So that, and then the other thing that was great was when we finally got our new school, when we got Stratton Elementary, what a difference it made. We weren't so overcrowded and life was good. And just that whole feeling of having a new school, which is already 30 years old, but it was a great time to have that new school. Yeah.
For me personally, there were so many personal with, kid things that I think the biggest thing was when I taught special ed at junior high school level, reading and math besides being a speech pathologist, and I had a self-contained classroom for handicapped kids. So there were lots of insightful moments, but I think it was when you could see it click. All of a sudden it would click. Whatever, if you were trying to teach them an R or if you were teaching them a math process, just to see it in their eyes and their body language was like, oh, I figured it out, I got it. I think that happened, several times, and I think that was probably the most impactful. The biggest memory was probably when I was home cleaning my horse trailer and somebody calls, probably you, and said, hey, the school's burning down and they're going through your window to put out the fire. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
So that was probably the memory that I remember the most was, oh, classroom's on fire, great. This is nice.
Actually, when I was here in 2015, we had the shop fire.
Oh, the
So,
shop fire was
yeah.
nice too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
remember
smell.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
that smell was horrendous.
It was
Yeah.
like a couple weeks that we couldn't come
Yeah.
in here and
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
You know, the
Yeah.
other thing that's so awesome about her is, the program where the kids go out into the community, she's the one who really started that. And it's really awesome. I mean, she really had all the kids taking them around. It was great.
It was.
It was
Still,
memorable.
and it's a program that's still going
Yes.
on.
Mm-hmm.
And I started
And
that
she started it, so it's really good.
a long time ago,
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's been a really impactful program.
I think so.
And still is, and
Mhm.
very successful. So that's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Actually, I
the one.
started it before it was even a recognized program in the state of Washington.
Mhm.
I went, actually lectured at different places, and then it kind of got put into legislation.
Mhm.
So we talked about your guys' career, and when you guys retired, and now you're heavily involved in the Alumni Association. So if you could explain a little bit how you're involved, and then once you're done with that, kind of go into what does the Alumni Association do?
Sure. Well, actually, I started on the alumni board in 1999, the year it was inception, and I was like the secretary. And then as it's evolved, I've become the president of the association. Part of the reason being is they want alumni on the board, and if you were working in the school, it was just an extra benefit because then it was easier for you to communicate what was going on. So that's how I started in it, so it's been quite a while. And now our big event of the year always is the all-school reunion, which we've tried several different times of year to do it, and this year we're trying it with homecoming week, which is pretty awesome. We hope it'll work out, so yes.
I'm on the board and chairman of the reunion. And I've only been on the board, 4 years or so because of various reasons. But anyhow, and why I'm on it is because once you're a Grizzly, you're always a Grizzly. You bleed red and black, and go Grizz is your come-to line for everything. So, I totally believe in this school, always have, always will, and I want to help promote it. And being on the alumni committee is probably the easiest way to do that.
Okay, so like you talked about, homecoming's coming up, as well as the all-school reunion. So what are you guys going to be doing at the all-school reunion? What can we look forward to? What can the members look towards?
It's a great place to all join together and meet each other and meet old alum and different ages. We will have an ice cream social, and then after the ice cream social, we have someone coming to sing for us, Larry Phillips. He's going to do playing some music, and he's an alum of, I think, 1977. And then
So.
after that, one of our big events of the year too is our Hall of Fame, and so each year we nominate several people, and so they will be there. Most of them will be there to receive their induction into the Hall of Fame. And we also sell this awesome class composite book that David Bradbury worked for 2 years on, and it has from the year 1921 through 2023 all the graduates, and it's just the most awesome book, and it's a collection of every student who's ever graduated from Newport. And so those are on sale at the reunion also. And then we'll also do we hope to have a photo booth and some fun things like that, but I'll let Lola share some more.
We also, hopefully the cheerleaders are going to be there to help us and do tours of the high school. We'll also talk about the scholarships that we give out and our recipients from last year. Yeah, we hope to have a photo booth. It's just a fun time for people to get together and circulate and talk with each other, people they haven't seen, in years. That's always fun. It's just kind of a relaxed, fun 2 hours. That, like I said, anybody who's graduated from Newport brings their spouse or their friends. I brought family last year that weren't graduates, but they had a great time, and it's just a really nice gathering for.
So Pam, if you could talk about the scholarships, how much you guys give away, if there's kids that are interested, how they can apply, stuff like that.
Each year we do a minimum of three $1,000 scholarships, and then we put those out in usually like March or April for any student, high school senior. We also have one sponsored through the Kalispell tribe, which is for $2,000 also, and so they've benefited. They've helped us a lot with that too, and then we also assist with there's the excuse me, let me think.
Sewell.
The James and Mildred Sewell scholarship. There's the Jim Mathis scholarship. And then there's another one that's out of my mind. I could probably tell you. Let me see if I can figure it out. I can. Oh, yes, the Vern and Lorraine Lindsay scholarship. And all of our scholarships are $1,000 each, except the Mathis is $500, but you can have it for 2 years. So that's another cool thing about it. So, and that was our main purpose of the alumni, was to benefit high school seniors and to give as many scholarships as we can every year. That's one of our main goals. Yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. So Lola, you're actually in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So when you got that nomination, can you talk a little bit about what that feeling was like, how important it was to you?
It's kind of hard to describe because I truly don't think I was worthy of it, but it was quite an honor. I mean, I was the first woman that was nominated for that honor, and to receive it, yeah, I still have a hard time believing it, that I would get that. Like I said, it was just quite an honor. Yeah.
So do you guys, sidebar, do you guys vote on the inductees at the all class?
No,
or
no.
Just as a board?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, actually it's there's a big board, and it's through the high school also. So there's a high school team of people on that committee too when it comes, and in the on the website there is an application form for anybody that they can fill out, and it goes through and says in which area they'd like. It could be arts, it could be academic, it could be humanitarian, it could be community service, it could be athletics. I mean, it can go in any direction. And then once that's filled out, then in February we compile all those, and then a committee from the high school and the alumni go through and select 3 usually each year.
What have you guys seen from the high school or the district recently that it is a really exciting project that you have seen, or a really exciting event that's come up that you're like, that kind of pulls me back and makes me really proud of Newport School District?
Okay.
Sorry, I know that's a big one.
Well, I would say it's the Ma's and Pa's have really helped to put that spirit back in there. It was there, and they've always tried, but I think financially it was difficult, and now I see a big effort coming from the Ma's and Pa's, which has been just awesome. And also, as I was sharing, I just appreciate so much that Cubs can air all of the away games and home games for those people in our community who can't make it out to the games. And that's just awesome that we're able to do that.
That's really good. And another thing, it might sound trivial, but the community loves, like at graduation when they do the parade through town with the cars, and then they, right before graduation, I have heard more compliments on that little parade of cars with the graduates than anything else, which that to me was just astounding. I love it. I thought that was great. So just anything that the school can do to promote the community, or the community can promote the school, I think is just a marvelous thing.
What's special about Newport?
The
It's
people.
the best.
Everything. The people,
Yeah.
the environment. I mean,
We're still small, we're a family. We're all community still, and that's the good part.
Yep.